So, yes, I made it. I made it to Portugal. I am on the southern coast of Portugal. I am extremely far from where I was before. Yeah. Yeah, so I don't even know where to begin to tell you about what this journey was like because it was 40 hours. So basically what happened was I had fled Ukraine and just grabbed whatever I could from Ukraine when the attack happened. And then just found the first place that I could go immediately after that, which happened to be Kraków in Poland. So that's where I was streaming last. The last time you saw me, I was streaming from Kraków. And I was there for, I don't even know how many days. Like, time doesn't make sense anymore. But I was there for some time. And while in Poland, we were helping get family and friends over the border and just dealing with that immediate chaos. Basically, people we know who could leave and wanted to leave, we managed to get over the border. But there's other people who chose to stay. Some people because they have a male relative, and or there's like some other factor going on. So I'm still worried about those people. I'm worried about friends who are enlisted, and I'm worried about everybody that's still there. Obviously, I can't get every single person out, but we got a lot of people out. Then, basically, while I was in Poland, I was searching everywhere for a place to spend the next couple of months. It's like looking back at all these different plans that I've made, I feel like every time I've made a plan, I have been, it's just, how can I put this? It's difficult to make plans under these circumstances, right? Because when I was in Poland, I was thinking to myself, oh, well, I'll just find a place to live for the next 2 or 3 months. And then maybe after that, I can go back to Ukraine. I can go back to my house near Kiev. But now, it's starting to feel like I'm not going to be able to go back in the next couple of months, or even like, I think that right now, there is a pretty good chance my house got destroyed because my house is in a suburb of Kiev that is like some of the most intense fighting in the whole country is happening there. And it's really, really, really bad where my house is. Like, I think that there's like a 99% chance that everything in my house has been looted. And like anything that's not nailed down has probably been looted, which I think is the best case scenario. Like, I would be really surprised if it's still standing based on the photos that I've seen of this suburb lately. So I'm starting to feel like I'm not gonna be able to go back in the next couple of months. But anyway, I'm getting kind of off track here, even though it's all part of this overall story. So anyway, while I was in Poland, I'm just like, look, I'm gonna find a place to go for a couple of months, and maybe this will blow over. That was my thinking at the time, and I was basically, I've been in touch with some different charities that have been helping get refugees into housing. I've been spending a lot of time connecting people that need help to people that have been offering help. So I had been working with a couple of these organizations, but I didn't want to take free housing because I would rather the free housing go to someone that literally has zero money, like no money at all. So I didn't want to do that. So I was searching for somewhere that I could rent for a couple of months. And so I was just searching Airbnb. I found a lady here in Portugal who basically we started talking and she felt really bad for me. And so she offered me like extremely low rent to stay here for a couple of months. Basically in light of this, it's kind of like a symbolic payment. And she's been amazing. She's this Irish lady and she has been asking me if there's anything that I need. So I'm really, really happy to have found her and to have found this place. That's the reason I came to Portugal. It's because she offered this to me. And this is a really good option. There's very good internet here. I'm going to be able to stream. And yeah, it just seemed like the best option. It was basically, yes. It was a good enough option that it was worth driving 40 hours from Poland, if that gives you an idea. So it's really beautiful here. I'm really grateful for this chance to be here. I'm going to stay here till the end of May. That's the agreement. But God, it was such a long, long drive. So basically we were going 10 to 12 hours a day every day. We started Monday morning. We left Krakow and then we went to Germany. Stayed the night near Stuttgart, Germany. And I don't remember anything about it, really, because it was just like drive, find the place to stay, go to sleep, wake up, drive. Like there was no... I remember actually on the way to Germany, I enjoy travel, and I always have enjoyed, seeing new places. So I was trying to make the most out of this trip and try to enjoy myself. And so I was looking along the way and I was trying to hype myself up about the trip itself. I was like, oh, this is going to be fun, right? It's going to be a road trip. I'm not going to think about the reason for this road trip. I'm just going to think about how fun it is. And I was like, oh, but I've always heard my whole life about the Black Forests of Germany. I always thought that was like the Black Shroud. And so I'm like, hey, we're going to go through the Black Forest. It's going to be so cool. I'm going to see the Black Forest. And Igor was like, I'm pretty sure it just looks like any other forest. And we were kind of driving around the outskirts of it. I think it looked exactly like the Black Shroud, actually. So that was cool. I was really happy to see that. Then we went to, after staying in Germany, we stayed in, France? So we stayed in Germany, got up, drove for another 10 to 12 hours, stayed in France near Bordeaux. Maybe I have some pictures I can show you. Hold on. Maybe I have some pictures that I took that I can show you of our journey. So I'm vegan. Okay. And sometimes it's difficult to find food on the road when you're on a road trip. Okay, if you're vegan. But not this time. Because let me just put it this way. I've never eaten more Burger King in my life than I did in the past week. Like in the past week, I ate Burger King more times than I did in my entire life up to this point. And I grew up right next to a Burger King. Okay. Look, they have the, because every single Burger King has like vegan chicken nuggets, vegan Whopper, vegan chicken sandwich. And so I have pictures of like this Whopper. There's a picture of the Whopper. I don't even want to think about how many of these things that I ate on the way here. I do not, like, at this point, I don't even want to, like, every time I see a Burger King sign now, I just, like, I shudder. Like, it's just, I don't want to eat at Burger King anytime soon. I'm glad Burger King was there for me. But it's literally all I ate for a week. So, but here's the, yeah, I had the chicken. I tried the long chicken, the vegan long chicken. And it looks exactly like chicken sandwich. It was great. Okay, it tasted great. But damn, it was a lot. Damn, it was a lot of Burger King. It was a lot of Burger King. After Germany, went to France, and I think, oh yeah, got a baguette. Had a baguette in France. Ate a whole baguette in France, and it was really good. Let me tell you something I saw in France on the side of the road. I saw a vending machine for baguettes. Like, I'm not kidding at all. It's a machine where you put coins in and a baguette comes out. I was like, this is real. Yeah. It was like a tiny ass town that had this too. Yeah. Yeah. I thought this was a meme, but the meme it's kind of justified. Yeah, the baguette machine. Did not expect it. I have to say, I think that south of France is probably one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen in my life. I just fell in love with what it looked like there. My God, I'm from Louisiana, so to me, a lot of it reminded me of New Orleans, obviously because New Orleans has a lot of French influence. But it was just so beautiful there. My goodness. And on every single corner, there's a bakery. Like here's a shop selling baguettes. And then right next to it, there's another shop selling more baguettes. Like everywhere you look, it's another bakery. I've never seen so many bakeries in my life. But yeah, we got to this area where you can see I took such shitty pictures. My pictures are like not showing how cool it was. I'll try. Okay, I'm gonna try. I'll try to show you, even though it's okay. So there's see, it just doesn't look as good. It doesn't look as good. There's cat. Man, this is so bad. This doesn't look good at all. Damn. Well, look, in real life, it was awesome. It looked really cool. And south of France was so beautiful. I was ready to just get out of the car there. I really wanted to just get out of the car and like try to find a place to live there. 'Cause it was just so good. It was so good. It was absolutely stunning scenery. Then, yeah, the cat, by the way, she was doing a great job in the car. Absolutely no stress at all. Just relaxing, sleeping, chilling. So the cat, though, she kept trying to wedge herself in the section of the car between my leg and the car door. And she kept putting herself back there. So here she is. Can you see? She's like wedged in there. She was extremely comfortable. Extremely comfortable there. So as for the dog, Nora does not do as well as the cat in the car. However, over the course of the journey, she was doing better. Like Nora finally learned to lay down and sleep in the back seat, which was a huge step for her. Before that, she was really just standing there and wouldn't lay down, and it was really hard. But I think after enough driving, she did kind of get used to it and start to lay down there. So that was good. The only problem was that whenever it would get dark outside, Nora would try to get into the front seat. but only when it got dark. So that was a thing that was going on, and I'm not sure why. Anyway, after France, got up and went to Spain. I spent the night in Spain, and Spain was really beautiful too. There was like, we saw lots of like jagged rocky mountains like that. Like that. Oop. And a lot of big, wide plains. Huge, vast plains. Like that. With like mountains in the distance. You probably can't see very much from what I'm showing you. I'll try to zoom it. So like that. And that was really cool. But in Spain, it was like, there was just nothing for miles and miles and miles and miles. You wouldn't see anything at all. Then stayed in Plasencia, Spain, which had a lot of really narrow cobble roads like that. Stayed there for one night. And we got stuck in one of those really tight, narrow cobblestone roads in Spain. And it was really claustrophobic. Then after that, got back on the road and started driving towards Portugal, southern Portugal, which is where I am now. And it's extremely beautiful here. Let me see if I can show you a picture. You see that? That's where I'm walking Nora now. So I'm right next to the beach. And I'm walking Nora right here. But it's been very cool. It's really not hot at all. In fact, today it's quite rainy. It's like rainy and cool. I'll show you another picture. We saw Ukraine peace, like Peace for Ukraine art painted on a wall here. It says peace on it. It's absolutely breathtaking here. Honestly, it's gorgeous. Yeah, so that has helped to take my mind off everything. Obviously, it's how absolutely stunning that it has been. Here. Just another picture. So it's really, really beautiful. And it's just been kind of cold. It's a little bit cold, but I'm not complaining. I mean, I'm here almost for free. So, about my bank account stuff. Holy shit. Let me tell you about it. It's really bad. It's really bad. All right. So some of you might know, I talked about this on the last stream. My Ukrainian bank account is now completely inaccessible. And previously I had been trying to get in touch with English language support for the bank. And finally, I did get in touch. But before I had, basically there was like weeks where I was trying to get in touch with them, but there was no English language support anymore because it was right after the attack. And so I attempted to use the Ukrainian language support, and it was going okay for a minute, but then he was asking me my birthday and I froze and I wasn't quite sure how to say my birthday. And because of that, my account got flagged for like fraud. They thought I was trying to scam, and they hung up on me and they deregistered my phone number from my account. So then I got back in touch with them a couple of days later through the web chat, because that was the only way that I could write them now. Yeah. So I got in touch with the web chat and I was like, hey, I have all the documents that prove that it's really me. can I please get back access to my account? Let me explain to you what happened. There was no English support. I've been trying to get in touch with English support for a long time. And the person was like, oh yeah, well, we understand, but the person said, we can't verify your identity remotely right now. And I'm like, okay, well, how can you verify my identity then? And they're like, she was like, you need to come to the branch. And I'm like, the branch in Ukraine? And she's like, yeah, you need to come into the branch in Ukraine. And I'm like, that's not a reasonable suggestion. You know that's not a reasonable suggestion. You can't tell me to go to the branch in Ukraine. I just left Ukraine. I fled because of the war. And she's like, well, we can't do it remotely. We can't verify your identity remotely. And I'm like, can I call like another branch in another country? Which I actually had tried that. I did try that after, and they told me, no, you need to call the Ukrainian branch. And I asked the lady, will you be able to verify my identity remotely later? Like in the future, will you be able to do that? Like, it's just that right now you can't because of the chaos and the war, but maybe later you can verify my identity remotely. And the person was like, yeah, maybe later. And I'm like, all right, well, I guess I'll write back again in a few weeks. And they're like, okay, bye. So it's not good. Pretty much, I'm not going to have access to that bank account until the war is over. I think it's pretty much gone. That's where all my YouTube money was. That's where my YouTube money went. I have had to ask YouTube to stop sending me money and just hold on to money, please, until I can find a different place for them to send the money. So it's not great, but there's good news. The good news is that I have PayPal, and stream donations are going to the PayPal. Nothing is being forwarded to that bank anymore. Obviously, I've cut off everything from that bank. So all of your donations, your subs, the Patreon stuff, that's all going to PayPal. And I can now put PayPal in an American bank account that I wasn't really using much before. I'm now using it. So yeah, that was a horrible conversation that I had the other day, where they literally told me to go back to Ukraine so I could get my money from my account. I can't, that's not an option, obviously. Can't do that. The thing that had first triggered my Ukrainian account becoming unusable was that I came into Poland and I tried to buy gas and it wouldn't work. It like flagged the card and then it automatically blocked it. I know, like the people that work on the customer support service for the bank, especially at a time like this, are really stressed. And I usually try to be extremely nice to these people. So I wasn't like rude or anything. It was clear that she was just like repeating the only thing that she knew to say, which was, we can't verify you remotely. That's it. That's all she could say. I'm in Portugal now, but I'm starting to realize that I'm going to have to plan where to go after this. I'm not going to Denmark. No, I'm staying here in Portugal until the end of May. And then I'm thinking about going back to US, basically for tax reasons. Like, I have to think about myself as a self-employed person. I run a business, which is Zepla HQ. And for me, it's like pretty much either Ukraine or US. And since Ukraine is not an option, I might be going back to US. I don't know. I'm concerned about the healthcare situation in US. That's really, really, really concerning for me. But it's like, honestly, I've been really sad. It has been really, it's been really, really depressing trying to think about where I would live next and look at different places to rent, because not even a year ago, I had just got this beautiful house. It's a duplex, half of a duplex in Ukraine. And I loved it so much. I really, really loved it. And I had my studio in there, and I had just started decorating it. And like, I had some of y'all sent me this beautiful poster that I just hung up on the wall, and I had like all this cool stuff that Square Enix sent me on my shelf. And every now, like, thinking about where I would go and looking at houses and things, like, it just really upsets me, because I can't help but remember like the place that I had that I love so much. It's really painful to search. Was her house damaged? I haven't seen any pictures of my house, but I've seen pictures of the area, and I've seen pictures of the neighborhood, and a lot of houses are destroyed. And like the supermarket that I used to go to really close to my house, that was really nearby, it looks like it's a supermarket in a zombie movie. Like, it looks exactly like that. I don't know if you've seen where in a zombie movie, it's like all the lights are off and everything is pulled off the shelves, and it looks like there's been blood and war. Yeah, that's what it looks like inside my local normal supermarket. So I'm thinking, like, if the supermarket looks like that, that's really close by, my house probably doesn't have anything left that's inside it. Like, people have probably looted it to get food or looted it to get anything that was in there. Like, I seriously doubt that anything is left. If it's still standing, I think that will be a miracle. Ever since we got to Portugal, we got here late Friday night. So we got here late Friday night, and immediately went to sleep. I've been in touch with the owner of this apartment, who has been an angel, and she's just asked me if there's anything I need. Yesterday, went out and had to go to the mall to buy clothes, because I don't have any clothes. I need to buy shoes. I have to buy new shirts, new like pants, new everything. I only have what like I randomly grabbed. So yesterday I was just trying to, like, basically I came here in winter clothes, and so I went out and tried to buy some more summery clothes, some cooler clothes, and I bought some shoes. And the owner of this apartment, she was asking me, hey, what size are you? I have a friend who's there. Maybe we can you can have some of my clothes. And that's really sweet of her. So yeah. Did you bring your Endwalker sweatshirt? No, I didn't. I grabbed my whole ass PC though. I do have my whole ass PC. Thank God. So I do have the PC and all the streaming equipment. A lot of times lately, I have been going back in my mind, trying to remember what it was like when we first packed up from the house in Bucha. And when I was just grabbing stuff, I definitely didn't fully grasp the severity of the situation. And I think there was a lot of people who were writing me emails and DMs, especially war veterans. There were especially war veterans that were writing me emails that were telling me that I didn't understand the severity of the situation. because I didn't quite understand how bad it was or how bad it was going to be, and I was really underestimating what Putin would do or how long it would last. Like, no, I don't know anybody that thought it would be like it is. It would be as horrible as it is. Nobody expected it. I remember we were having conversations that were like, oh, well, maybe he will try a really quick blitz of all the major cities, but it's not going to last for very long. It wasn't anything. Our worst expectations were nothing as bad as it actually has become. And so when I was packing, I was under a lot of, I think I was under too much copium at the time. And so the stuff that I chose to bring feels just kind of random now. But maybe it's for the best, because otherwise I probably wouldn't have been able to fit all the things in the car. Like, it's fact, like, the reality of what it is, of this situation that we're facing now, it was just too terrible to entertain that idea at the time. Nobody wanted to believe that it would be this bad. And so I think by packing so lightly, it was sort of like to help us feel better, you know? So it's unimaginably horrible situation.